Sarah from Losing It For Me 42, and this is the weight loss topic of the week, brought forth by Finding Elizabeth. And this week is the one thing I wish I knew before surgery. And I had to really think long and hard on this one. I really had to. There's a lot, because it's not so much. I think a lot of the times it's not. You know things and you research things and you read things, but having them happen to you is very different. So kind of grinding it down to one thing, I think I have to go with that I wish I knew it would be this easy physically. I had a lot of fear having surgery, a lot of fear. I was absolutely convinced when when they took me back into the surgical bay that I was going to die. I wasn't going to wake up. And I really was deathly scared. I didn't really share that with anybody, but I was deathly scared. Even when I went for my first consultation, which was probably in my mid to late 20s, and I'm 37 now, I went through the process, and at that time I was trying to get a lap band, and they came back to me and said, with your insurance, they won't pay for the lap band, they'll only pay for gastric bypass. And I was like, no, I don't want that. And for me, the thing that I liked most about the lap band was that it was removable. I had this total fear of all the bad things that could possibly happen, and it's not unfounded. There's a lot of bad things that can happen. Is that better? Maybe. I don't know. I remember right before I had surgery, I found a girl's YouTube that chronicled her year in the hospital after having weight loss surgery. Just so much went wrong, and she was at the end, she was like, I don't regret it at all. And I was like, how can you say that? You just spent a year in a hospital. So I had all of this real fear of the physical surgery. I had a fear of the physical, what it was going to be like. I was afraid that I could never eat in front of people again, that everyone would know, something was different. I was afraid of, just everything physically. I was so wrapped up in all of the physical side effects and complications and things like that. And I had complications a little bit, not terribly. I had a couple of post-surgery things that I went to the ER for, but nothing life-threatening, nothing big deal. Excuse me. Oh, yawning. But it was very minor, and I think that I built up this whole thing in my head that surgery was going to be so earth-shattering physically. Everything would change physically. And then I was going to have such a hard time physically. And it's really the emotional side and the mental side that has been the real kicker for me. It's been the hardest part for me completely. And I kind of wish I'd known going in that all of those fears I had physically of complications and things like that, I didn't have to worry about. And I'm not saying that other people shouldn't worry about those things. I'm saying now that I've been through it, I know that I didn't have to worry about it because none of it happened to me. But also the life stuff. I was everyone's gonna know that I eat weird because I won't be able to eat like a teaspoon of food without like vomiting, and it's like, no, nobody knows. I eat small amounts, but like, nobody looks at me like I'm weird. I put food on my plate and I eat what I eat, and then I'm done. And nobody ever once looks at me and goes like, oh, that's odd. And I always expected people to, and they don't. And I think like I had this belief that like, I was gonna get sick afterwards, and like every time I ate or overate, I would vomit, and I haven't I'm 9 months plus out, I think, and like I haven't thrown up once in surgery. I had all of these like just weird and some founded, some unfounded fears, and I think for a long time they held me back from having the surgery because I was like, oh, why deal with that when I can just, dig in and have some willpower, and I can do this, and I would fail over and over again. And I think the thing with surgery isn't, and I think like a lot of doctors say this, but I think too many doctors don't say it, it's not the restriction. Like, yes, at first the restriction really helps to eat less, but the surgery isn't really about the restriction. And it's not even, some part of it I'm sure is about the hormonal changes that cause set points and all of that kind of stuff, but like, it just gives you distance between you and food. It makes you think about all the food you eat and why you eat it. And, I now look at food and calculate things. How much protein do you think is in that? How many carbs do you think is in that? How much, it's so... I look at any menu with a calorie content, and I look at things that are like 1,500 calories, and I go like, that's more than I eat in a day. And that's just like, I would have eaten that without a heart, without thinking about it before. And I think like now I'm just so much more self-conscious about self-conscious isn't really the word I want. I'm just more conscious about those choices and about what I eat and when I eat and why I eat. And like, so for me, it really, all of that fear of the physical restriction and physical side effects and things like that, they can really happen, but I didn't have to worry about that. And I think I wish I had known that before, because I think I would have probably done it earlier in my life had I not been so afraid of all of that. I think you do things happen to you, and you do things in your life at certain points for a reason. Like, you have to be ready for it. And I think that I don't know if I would have been ready for it. I don't know if I would have been capable of handling a lot of the mental side of it. I've done a lot of mental, work with myself over the years. Like, I don't know if I had done it before that, would I be as capable of coping with a lot of stuff that I am? I don't know. But I wish that I had known, for me, not saying that there isn't other people and that the fears of the side effects and the physical outcomes are not founded. I'm just saying I wish that I had known, for me, that I wouldn't have to really worry as much as I did about all of that. So that's my weight loss topic of the week, guys. Okay, bye.